Okay, welcome back to the Tech Moto channel and this latest series on our Thorpe Park project. So I'm at Thorpe again. This is about a month after the last video. I'm meeting with partners today, so we're going to see where we put things. So it's the large things that we're looking at. So the Satro Village, Bloodhound Supersonic Car, you know, the bigger things are going to be more difficult to get in. Things that might be using Arctic lorries or might be large objects themselves. So that's the plan, but I'm sitting here at the moment watching the traffic because there is a ton of coaches coming in. Now it's interesting for me because if you take that each coach is sort of 53, 60 kids, there's a few double deckers in there too, which you know, is a lot more. I've probably seen 6,000 or 7,000 kids come in coaches, and the car park is absolutely chocker. So it'll be interesting today to see how people are moving around the park, and that'll help me sort of work out where I can put various gazebos and other bits and pieces, because obviously we don't want to block the walkways, but we want enough stuff for the kids to be active. But yeah, it's interesting to see what 10,000 people is going to look like. So I'm just sitting here for half an hour watching, and then I'm going to go meet the partners. Okay, so we're just walking towards the front gate, but it is interesting to see the car park full and all the coaches. Of course, I want to park a helicopter over there, so we won't be able to park over there. So yeah, logistics to wrap your head around. Not the easiest of projects, but you know, with a little bit of thought and imagination, you can do anything. So we're just sitting here outside the entrance, watching all the crowds, watching all the coaches, just trying to take in how so many people get into the park in the morning. It's now 10 to 11, the park opened at 10, and there's still thousands of people to get in. So this is interesting, and good research to be done. So this is going to be the space where we put the Bloodhound Supersonic Car. They're going to put up a massive tent and have the car inside just in this area. So when the kids come through the dome, or around the dome, the first thing they see is this huge supersonic land speed record car, which is awesome. So the other thing we've got to consider is the height of children when we're considering the rides, because they need to be tall enough to get on the rides. And if we're gamifying the whole process, then it would be a bit rubbish if you got points and then couldn't get on the rides. So we're saying a minimum age of 8, which is sort of key stage 2 and upwards basically. Okay, so as we wander around the corner, the next thing is the major venue for our shows. The shows are going to be held here in this conference centre, the Lakeview Marquee. So we can fit 600 people in there. So we're going to run 30-minute to 45-minute shows with maybe a 15-20 minute reset, get people out, new wave of people in, but we'll be able to put through across our show venues about 1,000 people every half an hour to 45 minutes. So this is where the Swarm ride is, and we thought we'd do the emergency vehicle or emergency services area here. So if we can get the fire department, the police department, Coast Guard, and you know, various other emergency services to do an exhibition here, we'll put it next to this. Not quite sure what they'll think of that, but I think it'll be funny. So we got this whole space here to do with what we want, and I think it'd be great for the emergency services. The only problem with it is there's rides all around us. so the noise is well, it's a lot of noise. But what a great venue for emergency services. Half a plane. There is this great space outside the conference centre. Problem is, if we have events outside and people are being noisy, will it interfere with what's going on inside? So we might not use that, but it's there if we need to. There's a space here outside the conference centre that might be good for a few gazebos or something. Now we'll head back into the main part of the park. So the beach areas, they're going to be drained. There won't be any water in them in October. So these areas here, we're going to use for the Bloodhound Supersonic Car Exhibition workshop. So the kids will make black powder rockets or whatever rockets they're doing, and they'll launch them there. They'll be on strings, they won't be able to fly off and hit people on roller coasters, but it's quite a good space there. Just next to the beaches, there's a great spot for a few gazebos, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 gazebos here. So all the shops and things, all the arcades are going to be closed on the day because it's supposed to be free, and we don't want the kids hassling the teachers for teddy bears and other bits and pieces. So all of the stores and the arcades will be closed, but that does give us this amazing space here, the main courtyard outside of the Calamity Hotel. There's a great spot here, you know, if we do anything like Lego or Vex Robotics, where people can test their robots on tarmac. So we can clear out those remote control cars and put something in there. And then this area here is going to be our Satro village. So Satro we've worked with quite a few times in the past, and they're bringing quite a few vans, possibly some construction machinery, hydrogen cars, whatever they can bring from their partner list. So this is a great space here. And they'll also get to use the picnic area on the far side, because this will be locked off. This won't be a walkway on the day. But what a great space. So they can chill out here, maybe do some STEM activities, and then their buses and their vans can go in this open space here, which is awesome. Okay, there's a great space here that we're going to use for Vex Robotics. So Vex Robotics have the wilderness bar area. Which has 2 tents to protect them from the weather, which is great for when you're doing electronics and computer programming and things. And if we just have a wander around here, you can see a little bit more of it. But there's also a test area for them to test their robots. So Vex Robotics will have this whole space. Which is amazing. It's perfect. So they'll get power, there's tables, there's a little test area. And there's a courtyard out here as well if they need to use that, with various food stalls and toilets and things. So perfect location for it. Another perfect spot for a gazebo here, just next to the Vex Robotics stand. Okay, another good spot just in front of the Vex Robotics location is this. Really good for a few gazebos here. I don't think Satro are going to use it, so we can use that as well. Obviously the arcades are going to be shut down here as well, so that'll be useful. Another idea for the day is to have a photo area, so we can put some signs up and things that are cool. And then people can take photos of themselves, maybe in front. Just let the roller coaster go past. Maybe put signs up that people could take photographs of themselves with, and then post it to social media. Now the space by Nemesis Inferno isn't really big enough, and it's quite a busy area, so I think we'll leave this.
Oh my god, are you moving?
And not have any stands here. but there's a food area here. So there's pizza, there's pasta, there's burritos. Quite a nice spot for schools to get food if they've decided to buy food rather than have packed lunches. So yeah, again, we can't do anything here, but it's nice to know that it's here. Again, this roundabout by this water ride is too small. I think with the amount of people we've got coming, if we put anything out here, it'll block the walkways. So by the teacups is probably a no-go for any of our activities. It's just too small. So this is a good spot by the stealth rides, the speedway. If we do anything with cars, we can put them out here. I think we might do Titan the Robot here as well, but we'll have to wait and see. It's quite a loud space though, but there's a great space over here for gazebos and things. This is a good space. Obviously we'll be in control of the sound, which we can turn that down for the people exhibiting here. The other thing we've got is we've got the Ben & Jerry's restaurant. So that's not going to be open for Ben & Jerry's on the day, so we can use that for whatever we want. But it's a good space to get 30 or 40 kids in to do some activities. Right, again, walking down towards Calamity from Stealth. Again, it's a major thoroughfare. It's a nice spot here, next to the ice cream shop. There's a few quiet spots here we could put gazebos. It's quite a nice alleyway, that. Not a major thoroughfare, but quite a lot of space. This thoroughfare here, probably no use at all, next to the Dodgems. And then we've got the Angry Birds Theatre, which is just here. So we've taken over the 4D experience for the day, and we're going to have shows in there every half an hour, 45 minutes with a 15-minute reset. So again, another 200, 300 people through every half an hour. So at any one point, we'll have about 1,000 kids in shows. We'll have about 2,000 or 3,000 kids doing activities. There'll probably be about 3,000 in queues, and then the rest will be on the rides. Well, that's the plan. So this is a great walkway down past the 4D cinema towards the food halls. Not great queues for the detonator ride, which is here. But this is a great sort of avenue for gazebos. And again, access to power and things from the buildings will be easier. Although this ride is quite noisy. So again, all the arcades outside Calamity will be closed. So quite a good spot for gazebos and things, but yeah, seeing the numbers, then we've got less space than we thought we had. So another good courtyard is by the donut factory. Quite a lot of space here for gazebos. Okay, so there's a huge area here by the water, next to the cantina. But unfortunately, during Fright Night, they're using that for shows and stuff. So we can't use it, which is a real shame. But there is a spot up here just around the corner where there's a ride for little ones. And there's a few spots up here that we can put gazebos and bits and pieces. So down this path there's a great space. Just next to Vortex. So just by the dome there's this lovely tiered area with picnic tables in. We're going to use that for our living library, so careers, think speed dating careers. And then just by the dome on the way in there is a walkway that's wide enough for some gazebos. But we'll put the gazebos by the main entrance because that's where people will come in and out. So a few flags either side of the entrance to the beach area, and then this side will be used for Bloodhound Supersonic Car workshops. Water's going to be drained on the day. Might be that side or it might be the other side, but it's quite a nice space.
Please remain seated at all times.
There's a great spot for gazebos here.
Keep your arms and legs inside the boat.
But I'm not sure it's a good idea. Okay, there's a little spot behind the toilets, the little boat. Big enough for 2 or 3 gazebos. So this is our other show venue. It's the main entrance for Thorn Park. It's the dome. So we're going to have about 200, 300 beanbags in here, and then our stage will be over here on the side. None of the arcades are going to be open. And then the area at the back of that is going to be the teacher hangout area. So Vibes Kitchen and Bar will be for teachers only, so they can get a coffee and relax. So on the way out, we'll have signs directing our visitors to idea.org.uk, where they can get a digital badge for attending the day, which will then lead them on to thousands of other digital badges and continued learning. We'll encourage them to leave their cards behind so we can use the gamification to our own benefit for impact reporting processes, and put evaluations together of how many people came, what they did, what they saw, and analyze the different various demographics, girls in STEM and that sort of thing. So yeah, lots to think about. So that's it, end of a busy day. Our partners are happy, they've got lots and lots of room, they're very excited, I'm very excited. It's an amazing venue to do an event at. So many opportunities, and you just don't want to let those opportunities go, because this is possibly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do an event of this nature. But yeah, dead exciting. I had a look around, kind of mapped out in my head where things might go, and then when I get home I'll start planning it on a map and a Google image of the park. But now I need to find my car. Might be here a while. Right, I'll see you in the next one.